Workday's a software company that makes business software. Their first product was for human resources departments. Workday was built for the cloud. In other words, they sell their software only through subscription services and distributed remotely online. That doesn't seem like a big deal to the users of the software, but it's a very big deal to the makers of the software because they don't deliver a software program, they just zap it over the internet. So in other words, they built that stuff from scratch and they built up what is now a more than $30 billion business from scratch. The CEO of Workday is Anil Bousri, who was a senior executive at PeopleSoft and then became a venture capitalist. He invested quite successfully in Silicon Valley until his former boss and mentor, David Duffield, who had founded PeopleSoft, came to him and said, "I think we should start another company." And Bousri continued to be a venture capitalist for a number of years while working on Workday, and then said, "I'm done with this investing career. I'm going to be the CEO of Workday full-time." Workday is on the Fortune Future 50 list. As a matter of fact, on top of that list, for a variety of reasons. It's growing very quickly, it's investing heavily in its technology, and it has a forward-looking culture, a culture of fun and rewarding its employees and focused on building an even bigger company. One of the quantitative measures that made Workday pop on our chart is that they invest very heavily in research and development. In fact, 31% of their annual revenues. Workday says that it invests so heavily in research and development because it's going after very large markets, business markets, and that it's a very complicated product to make. Interestingly, Workday spends less than its competitors and other software companies do on sales and marketing. So combination of higher spend on R&D, lower spend on sales and marketing makes for a rapidly growing and not profitable, but cash flow generating company. In its relatively short life, 13 years, Workday has made tremendous product. It has about 2,300 customers, almost all of whom use their human resources software, and about 35% of the Fortune 500 use that Workday product. For Workday to join the Fortune 500 itself, it's going to have to achieve high penetration of its other products in the Fortune 500 the way it has for its first product. Human resources software or management systems is just one thing that big companies buy. So Workday has been methodically working down the list of providing other products that companies want to buy. Workday had introduced a financial planning software product just a couple years ago. It wasn't doing quite as well as they had hoped. Meantime, a newer company called Adaptive Insights had started up with a similar product, was doing very well, and in fact was about to go public. And so Workday bought it for $1.5 billion. That was a very big acquisition for Workday. It's going to force Workday to rip out the software that it already had built for its own sales purposes. And that'll be a complicated process, but this is what companies do as they get bigger and try to get a lot bigger.